Hi, friends. Jackie here. I'm coming to you from Corvallis, Oregon, and First Congregational United Church of Christ. And before we do anything else, I want to show you I've lit a candle for our time together. And I appreciate that you took time to listen and be part of this. I will put my hands on my chest and I invite you to make yourself comfortable. Maybe close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Maybe put your hands on your chest. For me, this reminds me of God's presence. I am breathing in God's love. I am a beloved child of God. And I can share God's love with the world right here around me in Corvallis. And you can too. Friends, I have a story for us from the book of John in the Bible. This is one of the many books that we call the Bible, in what we call the Bible. And this is from chapter 10, verses 1 through 10. Jesus told the people a story about leaders and followers. Anyone who sneaks into a sheep pen instead of using the gate is a thief. The shepherd uses the gate, and the gatekeeper opens the gate for him. He said, "The shepherd calls his sheep by name and leads them out, and they follow him because they know his voice. They won't follow a stranger because they don't know a stranger's voice." The people didn't understand what Jesus was saying, so he explained it a different way. Jesus said, "In this story, I am the gate for the sheep. Those who came before me were thieves. The sheep didn't listen to them." Following me is like being like the shepherd. Whoever enters by me, the gate, will be safe and find pasture. The thief only comes to destroy lives, but I came so people can have full, abundant life. That's the story, and I will review it, but first I wonder if you have questions, anything that stood out to you or seemed really interesting or weird or unusual. I'm curious to know whether you have seen baby sheep, little lambs. I was driving to my dad's farm outside of Albany last week, and I saw some little lambs with their moms in the field on my way there. And those little lambs are some of the cutest animals I think I have ever seen. Baby animals in general are cute, but little lambs are frisky and they frolic and they jump around. It's pretty cute to watch them. And I'm thinking about those lambs when I think about this story. It stands out to me in the story this time that Jesus tells the people he's talking to that Jesus is the gate. In this story, he says, "I am the gate for the sheep. Those who came before me were thieves. The sheep didn't listen to them." So Jesus is like the gate for the sheep, not the shepherd. That's interesting to me to think about. He went on to say, "Following me is like being like the shepherd." If we follow Jesus, through the gate, which is Jesus, we would be like the shepherd instead of a thief. Ooh, that's pretty interesting, and I'm curious what you have to say about it. But one question I have for us together is I want to share with you, and I want you to think about a time where you followed someone else's lead. You let someone else lead you, and think about why you needed someone to lead you and how that felt to trust that person to lead you in the right direction. Maybe you've been hiking or camping and you were on a trail and you relied on someone to lead you in the right on the right path when there were different ways you could go. I've done that many times. I've followed someone else's lead. And lately, I have my dog Pearl with me most times when I walk out the door, and often I realize I've been following her lead. I let her decide which way we go and where she wants to sniff. But I'm recognizing that sometimes she really needs to trust me that I will lead her the right way and to let me lead her and trust me. So sometimes I think she gets worried when she doesn't need to because she doesn't sense that I'm leading her, that I'm in charge. I'm just thinking about those things. I don't like to be a leader all the time. I like to follow people and let them decide often. How about you? Do you like leading activities at school? Do you like being the line leader or first at lunch? It's good to pay attention to having a balance between being a leader and letting someone else lead. We're still in the season of Easter, and Jesus is still talking to friends and teaching. And in this way, we can learn from Jesus from the words that were recorded in the Bible. I'm curious if you have any thoughts or questions, whether you know that you can call me or email me or send me a message on Facebook, write me a letter. I hope that you have a good week and that you have a balance of leading and following. I have a a prayer, and when I pray or meditate, it's easy for my mind to wander. Does your mind wander when you try to sit still or to be quiet for a moment? That's kind of like your thoughts being sheep that need direction and need leader. So your brain can act as a leader for your thoughts sometimes. If you're trying to be still or quiet and your mind is wandering, but you're supposed to focus on one thing that someone is saying, your brain, you can teach your brain to bring back your attention to what you want it to focus on. I have a prayer for us. You can take some more deep breaths. Dear God of green fields and still waters, lead us toward all that is beautiful and good. Teach us to listen to your voice so we can be like sheep going through your gate to safe pasture. Amen. Friends, at the church building, I have built a micro library, and that means a very small library. It's in a box, and you are welcome to take a book and keep it as long as you like and return it whenever you'd like. In the back of these books, there is a special kind of library card, and it's a kind of library card where you can leave notes about what you thought about the book that you took. That way, people can look at that card and decide if that sounds like a book they might like to read. And many of the books in the micro library are my very favorites. And I hope you like them too. All right, until next time. Goodbye, my friends.